everyone, day 17. And what I was talking about was a slightly thicker card. This is what I found, and we are doing junk journals, so the more variety and the more interest to me, it adds more character. Also, it's not such a big deal. This particular bit I found fits almost exact, and well, what am I saying? It's not such a big deal. What I mean is, this to me was more fascinating than just a square bit. So it fits, maybe it's just slightly a little bit bigger, but it still fits within the boundaries of the actual cover. So it doesn't matter that it's got this stuff on it. Doesn't matter that it's a cardboard. I just wanted something that was relatively thick and solid. And what we're going to do is start to build up a front and a back. Now I'm going to use Mod Podge today. I might even use some of the leftover bit of paper bag that I had from yesterday. So the thing about Mod Podge is I will need to stop and start a little bit, so I've got some drying time. So this might be one of those all-day projects for me, but it'll be a lot quicker for you to watch, and then you can have a little muck around with your own kind of projects. Now this had glue on, and I've pulled the glue off. So even though it's there, we can nominate the side we want to be writing on. So if this is a bit too ridgy, I might make that the back, and the flat bit will be the front. I'm just going to give it a good cover. I've been off and I've had the x-ray for my thumb, and I'll have to wait till tomorrow probably to hear what my doctor has to say about that. Either way, it sure is sore. So hopefully I don't need to get a great big plaster or bandage on it, because that'll be annoying, won't it? It's on my left hand, of course. I'm left-handed. So we'll just have to see what happens. What I was surprised about, of course, because we're still in stage 4 lockdowns, was how few cars there were on the road compared to last week. Maybe it's not work time, might have been that between. I was probably lucky to get that between time. Now I don't mind if this is a little bit wrinkly on the back, if this is my nominated back area. I'm just actually building up a bit of texture here on the back. The good thing about Mod Podge is that it kind of sets really hard. I've used it before to really get a really good solid sealed background. I love it. I didn't use it for years, and now I love it. Just getting a little bit of that off a bit. Now I do know that some people use just normal PVA to do this same thing. I can't guarantee that it's as good a seal, but it's still going to do a relatively good job. Now, we don't really need to do much decoration on this back, but I don't mind. I kind of like to know that if I turn it over, I'm enjoying what I'm looking at. It's still part of the overall piece, and an artwork to me. Let me look. No, I was going to use my bone folder, but I think I might use one of these. This is a baker's thing. Now let's wait to see if I can smush it down just a bit more. Make some patterns in the meantime. Now this might be all you're going to do on the back. I imagine that if you're following along and you're doing this style, I think that I would probably just do that and then maybe put some water-based, you know, like crayon or Stabilo or something that you can smudge around the edge. I'm going to do that after this has dried off a bit. So I'll be back when that's dried. Okay, so it's dry now, and I ended up sticking on a little giraffe with a bit of a writing spot because you might want to write your name. Anyway. Let's stick a little bit more stuff on it. As this is the front, I think what I'm going to do is let that dry a bit before I put more Mod Podge over the top and see if we can keep this smoother. It didn't really matter for the back. And we can just trim around these edges. Now, as it's a writing board, there are these little notches here, so I actually would like to keep them there because it's going to be nothing worse than using your writing board and then you're writing and then your pen goes through this great big gap. So we're going to keep those. I like them anyway. I thought they were interesting. If I can get in there. Might get the knife. So it has buckled up a bit on this side. Not going to matter so much, but we definitely want this one to be smoother. It's already having a couple of little bits that want to buckle up. Okay, so I was talking about going around the edges. Maybe I'll use that one. These ones are the First Creations, so they're water-based crayons for children. So I'm thinking I'm just going to go around a bit, around the edges with that. Nice to get a little bit of mixed media into our junk journal, for sure. Now these little ones, they're really cute because they're non-toxic, so they're just simple to use, no harm. Only quite cheap at our local stationery shop, Officeworks, and look, there's lots of different colours. How good are they? Well, we can always find something to use, whether our budget's really small or not. There we go. All right, so let's have a look. This was the focal point I got. I like her. She's a early 1900s postcard, so isn't that gorgeous? I think I want some more patterning and things behind the back there. Now, what to do though? Haven't thought this one through too much. I'm aware of trying to use a bit of the colours that we've already used through the rest of the book. Let's just give that a bit of that. Now, I like that colour because I feel like that really enhances her. What about a bit of this colour? Bring out the mixed media board. Oh, sorry, probably might be blinding you with the reflection there. Okay, let's look at this. Very tiny bit of this. Very watered down. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? There's our little cheap foam kids roller. Nice bit of a background going on here. Righto. Just clean this up a bit. Now we've got kind of this palish greeny colour That's like a solid green of that, and even this bit through here, and this colour could very well be a very pale version of that. So I like those. I like that. Maybe we'll get a bit of this one. A bit of this around. Get a bit of background happening there with that. Nice. Needs a bit of like a stampy sort of backgroundy, patterny thing, I think. And button stamp I haven't used. I'm just going to see how it looks a little bit. Where she'll be. See if it's maybe not dark enough. Just going to have a look on this side. Okay, well that's pretty good, I like that. Okay, let's see if we can get some in the outer areas around where she's going to be. Once again, if you don't have a stamp, you could be making up your stamp out of anything. This is aged mahogany. I love this colour. I think that went really well. That gives a bit more of a pattern, doesn't it? What else? I feel it still needs something else. Something a bit darker. Maybe might be a bit too dark, unless I can find a really sparse kind of. I know what I need. I wanted to make some stencils with a glue gun, but I haven't been able to find where I put my glue gun just yet. That's a bit better. Okay, I think that was what I was looking for. Let's get some Mod Podge over that. First. Actually, I'm going to seal the other side first. That is going to be sitting for a minute while it dries, and then I'm going to turn it over and do the other side and stick the girl on. Okay, so we're relatively dry now. Still a few air bubbles. Just might have to be the way it is. And we've got this side. So now we want to put our focal point on. off my brush. So the thing about the Mod Podge is we are sealing this background as we go. And it works also as a glue. Put her on. Let's get her to stick down too. Now I'll be back once she has dried as well. And then we can add some more little bits and pieces. Okay, we're back and it's dry. Our lovely little lady. And I've just got this is just a Chinograph, which they don't call Chinographs anymore apparently. Lumo Colour Permanent they're called now. Anyway, in the old days we knew them as Chinographs. So I'm just going to define around her a little bit. Oh, times change, don't they? Just blending it in a bit. Wonky, isn't it? Oh well. That's better. I'll stand out a bit. I can deal with this being wonky, but I can't deal with two edges being wonky. It's doing my little brain in. So I'm going to stick this one on. I'll use quick glue. So if you don't like it, cover it up. That's what I think. Okay, so here we have the back all finished and ready. The front, now I am aware that there's still, because I put this on relatively, I put it on cardstock, so I do know that this is standing up a bit, so as a writing spot maybe not brilliant, but what I actually like to do, and I'll just show you my other one. So the last time I made one, on the board here, I love it because I love it as a bit of artwork, but I realised that if it was going to be actual writing board, you might not want all of these bits sticking up, and I took this a bit further by scanning it, photocopying it and printing it out and then making a whole new work here. But what I would do for myself, I think what I'll do will be, and that's just me playing, honestly, that is. What I'll do with this one will be scan in, print it out, and then put it just on a flat bit of card and then gesso over it. So I hope you enjoyed that and you have some fun playing with that sort of thing. I enjoyed it. I do actually. Even though snippet rolls seem to be my most favourite, I think making a writing board is my second favourite. It's very mixed media. So I'll see you back tomorrow for day 18, where we're going to look at gathering some of our pages together, getting ready for a little bit more, a few more things to do before we actually bind, but definitely we're gearing up to bind and then having some time at the end to put all our bits into. We need to bind it and then put our bits in, but there are a few steps we need to still do. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 18 and have a lovely day. Bye for now.